it's Holly with Ivy Co Creations, and today I am doing a layout for Crafty Meggy's 10-year anniversary on YouTube. So this month she has chosen a recipe to give us. So for everyone who's participating, the list is to pick out a layout or sketch by Megan to use for inspiration, use at least 2 stamps, 3 photos, 4 pattern papers, at least 5 buttons, and 6 embellishments. And then a 6x6 or 6x8 pencil paper pad, 1 stencil, and at least 9 enamel dots or sequins, and 1 embellishment glaze or paint. So, with that in mind, I got started on this layout. Firstly, I decided to go with the glaze and or paint, and since I don't have glaze or embellishment paint, I took some modeling paste and mixed it with some Distress shimmer spray, and I got the beautiful blue that I was looking for. I used the Distress ink shimmer spray Yuletide, plus I used a little bit of the Dylusions London Blue. So I have this stencil. This is a Tim Holtz stencil, I believe, and it got a lot of splatters and polka dots and stuff like that on it. But it also has a compass on it, or like a broken compass. So I really love the look of it. I did manage to mush some paint through and then get it on the back of the stencil, so it looks like it was smeared on the paper, and then I turned around and smeared the paint on the paper anyway while I was trying to clean off the stencil, and it was just kind of all a mess everywhere with everything. And so I got as much on as I could, so that I didn't have to like fuss with it anymore, and then just let it dry. And then we're supposed to use 2 stamps. Now I used about 4 or 5, but I did use 2 shapes. So I used circles and then stars. And I'm just using my Distress inks that I have. The pink is picked raspberry. The teal is peacock feather. The yellow is mustard seed, and the orange is carved pumpkin. And the first 2 stamps, they're just Amazon stamps. I like the look of them, so I got them. And the stars are from the Vicky Bouton Winter Wishes collection that came out last year, I think. 2023 or 2022. Wait, was it that long ago? Maybe. I could be wrong. I can't remember. Anyway, Warm Wishes is what it was called. For my 6x8 or 6x6 paper pads, I'm using Vicky Bouton's Sweet Rush, and I love this one. It's 6x8 pad. I also got the giant 12x12 pack of paper because I love it so much. And we're supposed to use 4 patterns, at least 4, on this page, and I love both sides, so I just flipped the sides. And so I did the same kind of thing here as my layers for behind my photos. And so I just used one side, gutted it, flipped it, used the other side, gutted it, and made a border just because the orange slices were a little bit too small to fit perfectly inside that teal box. And so I got my 4 pattern papers on here, and I'm super proud of myself, actually. I love how it turned out. And I'm just using these 3 really adorable pictures of my kids playing with Snapchat filters. They call it funny faces, so they always ask if they can play funny faces. And so yeah, I love doing little photo sessions with them. I'm supposed to be using at least 6 embellishment pieces. And I mean, technically, I think I used 2 embellishment pieces. So I used tickets, and I used cameras, and I used some arrows. So maybe 3, but I'm using way more than 6 pieces. And so that really worked out to my benefit. I love the way that it turned out, and I use the colors in it, or in all the clusters that are in that paper, because that polka dot paper at the top, or the circle paper at the top, is what I pulled all my inspiration from. So that's where all the colors for the stamps came from. That's where all the colors for the tickets came from. And I love how bright this is. It's just screaming fun. And so I just had fun with it and just played with all of the pieces and everything that I pulled. And then I'm supposed to use, I wanted to change the direction of the camera that I had on the other larger cluster. And so I just gently pulled it off and then stuck another one down. These little cameras are just fussy cut out of paper. It was literally a whole page of these tiny cameras. And so I've had them for eons, since like 2017, I think. And so I really have just cut them out and used them when I wanted them. And I love the way that they give just a little bit more, you know, and cameras are great because you're taking pictures, obviously. I'm just in love with them. So then I had to use at least 9 enamel dots. So I'm counting them. But usually I use more. And then I'm supposed to use buttons as well in this. So I had these little tiny 49 and mark it buttons. And I just used them in my enamel dot clusters. And I love the way that this turned out. So please don't forget, check out the description box below for everyone who is playing along with Crafty Meggy's 10-year anniversary hop. She's been on YouTube for 10 years. That's an amazing feat. So please check out the description box below, and thank you so much for spending your time with me today.